Alright, so I wanted to show my oil chess followers who've watched all three videos I made 6 months ago. No, obviously that's a joke. But anyways, no, I want to show you guys some games that I've played. Now, I used to, like more, I would live record games, and I'm a little bit too slow and not good at chess to do that and it be entertaining. So I wanted to go through a few games of mine. Now, to give you about a little bit of setting, and I apologize for the audio. It's getting me into the red like half the time here, and I forgot how to adjust for that. So we'll fix it next time. But anyways, I currently am at pretty close to my highest rating ever. Whenever I was last making videos, I think around 1300, and now I am getting to be like my highest rating just recently was 1475. So a decent amount. Actually, I think my first video maybe was around the time that I crossed 1200 or my first video. So a decent amount of improvement recently. I could talk more about how that has come about in the future, but nonetheless, I have a game here. I want to go through a few of my games. Now, this game is actually not a mark of my best work. It's kind of shameful. Now the crazy thing is, whenever I played it, I was like 1405, and this guy was 1475. So let's be honest. He was not, he was not having a good day, or he's on a slump or whatever. So I believe so. We played the Sicilian. I believe this is open Sicilian. I go here, takes. I already don't like taking here because I've noticed, I've not really studied theory, but I've noticed that if I take his knight and he takes back, that he just gets this big center, and his king's fine behind these pawns. So I played a game like that I really didn't like, even though I think it is fine technically. But so I don't take. I wait. I come out here. He's clamping down on the queen side. Um, and then immediately at this point, I've blocked in. Well, actually, sorry, I didn't block my queen. See, that's why I'm a 1400, not the title player. So this has one attacker, one defender, but he can immediately start pressuring it. So I decide to go ahead and alleviate a little bit of pressure, pinning. Now, at this point right here, I'm feeling okay. So it says black's doing better, which is perfectly natural because I started to feel like I had a good position, so that makes sense. At this point, I'm feeling pretty good about this. He comes here. I no surprise that the bar is going up for me because I once again thought that this was also not real accurate because he's gonna get kicked out or trapped. So he just basically wasted a move. I feel like. So I come here. This I don't like. This I'm like, all right, well, I missed this, and I'm looking for knight moves that block, and they aren't there. So, and then he does this, or I move and he does this, and I think, well, I mean, there's maybe more to it, but I felt like at this point, this is almost like a given because then I am, my queen is stuck protecting the knight, and then the knight's going to move, not right there probably, but in various different ways. And then I'm going to have two attackers, in which case I'm going to have to try and get another defender of the knight. And I could see things crumbling from there. Maybe it's all right, but to me, I thought I was scared. And then he moves his rook, and I'm thinking, which, obviously I think that's a miss. So at this point, okay, that's stupid that the bar goes down for that. But at this point, I'm thinking, okay, so I'm kicking out his bishop. He wasted time. He goes here. Yeah, and the bar's going to really creep up. And I decided to do a Zwischenzug to save a pawn, basically. So if I go here right now, he loses bishop. He takes with either one of these, and I take, and then he takes again with the other. But, so if I do the Zwischenzug, which it says it's a bad move, I can just, I can trap the bishop and only lose one pawn. At this point, I'm just fully, winning, I guess it says. So he takes a pawn. And then I thought this was a really great move. It disconnects the bishop from the knight, which is, of course he takes, but the pawn is supported by the queen. So it doesn't matter. I'm fine. Over here, kick the queen around, and then right here, I did one of the most ingenious. No, I'm not even gonna try and be funny about this. This was so stupid that I'm going to explain to you in very simple terms where I made my mistake. I made my mistake in that I forgot, or I had a mental slip. I had chess blindness, whatever you want to call it, to where for a hot minute I became under the why am I thinking under the influence like I'm an alcoholic? I became under the misconception that this rook was a pawn or a queen or a bishop, but I don't know why I would have two light squared bishops at this point in the game. So that would be honestly less absurd than what I was thinking. So because it's a rook, and then I do this. Okay, that's actually not what I'm referring to, but I think after this move, yeah. After the queen is in alignment with the king, I uncork. Rook to f7, hanging the rook for absolutely nothing. Because the bishop, I already won the bishop for a pawn earlier, so I'm thinking losing a rook and a bishop for a queen is a good trade whenever I already am up a piece, basically. Of course, I don't do that move anymore because it just hangs the bishop altogether. So I go here. Okay, I'm attacked. I'm attacked by the rook. I go here. He gets in and takes a pawn. He gets in. He goes here. I check. Take with the knight, which I actually think is, well, it said that was even worse. So anyway, I take with the knight. I'm not even going to look at what I should have done because at this point in the game, it's just such a mess. It doesn't even really matter. He goes here. He goes here. He goes here. And then he sets up what I'm assuming he would see as a mate in one. And I'm sure there's about 30 of them here. What he had to do is, he had to go here. This is still blocked by the queen. Forces me down. And he comes here. And it's ladder mate. The simplest ladder mate. This guy, like I said, 1475, he just wasn't on it today. So I'm given a second chance in life. And as soon as he did this, I actually did know. Okay, so I did know that I'm going to win this game in all likelihood. Now, crazy thing is the... Now, this is confusing because it doesn't end. No, wait, it actually does. So the computer finds a mate in 16. I come here. Discover check. Wins the rook. He's done. I mean, I'm gonna be 4 points up in material. With basically in an in-game situation, my king's gonna get safe. We're fine. Look at the. Am I gonna have to do? Okay, so I'm actually gonna have to do the game review. Let me make sure this is coming up on OBS. Yeah. Okay. gonna have to do the game review. Let's get to this move. So this, look at this absolutely disgusting mate in 16 that the computer finds. And you know, I'm a terrible chess player because I did not find this. That's stupid. Where am I at? Okay. I go here. It says I should have went here because this series of forced events, every one of them, and I was supposed to see this. It's a shame I missed this. I don't know what I was thinking. Unbelievable. And then we finish out. I don't know why it just stops right there, but this is unstoppable mate. Clearly, nothing he can do. That's what I was supposed to see at this point, but I see, you know, something just slightly less genius with its own flair in its own way. I see this, which is an accuracy that you know, still leaves me at 5.4 advantage. You know, I take here. Once again, yeah, I'm not even gonna look at why it's saying these things. You go here. Then at this point, he takes the knight and the poison knight, and he is laid to rest by this discovered attack check, discovered attack on the queen, and he resigns. So cool game. And then it actually looks like I have the other game I wanted to show, which is the highest. It's anticlimactic. I shouldn't be doing this. The highest accuracy rating that I have ever had in like a legitimate full-length game. Kind of. Now, you know, everybody has had, you know, 600s get 100% accuracy because they do a scholar's mate, or you know, their opponent blunders the queen on the 5th move or the 4th move. Granted, the opponent did make a blunder, but it was on like the 13th move. I had to play absolute perfect chess besides one great move that was not the best move. What kind of accuracy rating does that come to? Well, you'll see. So he comes out with queen's pawn, d4. I do knight f6, which is honestly pretty much all I ever really play here. I come out here with d5, and this is setting up for the what I didn't even know the name of for the longest time. It is actually the Indian game. I don't like playing the typical London defense of e6 because my brain short circuits whenever I don't put out my light squared bishop immediately. So yeah, I just kind of don't know what to do. Even though I have played games where I did do that and it's worked out right, it's not as common. So I go here. He goes here. This is common London. He's just playing a London. I go here. He comes here, which is actually probably the best theory. It's probably the best move. I go here. He comes here. And then I play the only great move, the only move that wasn't the absolute best. Or sorry, maybe it's like the excellent. I don't know. It's not the blue. It's like the one that's below best, but it's still like green. It's like the thumbs up, I think. It says I should have pinned, which I was actually thinking. Typically in like Queen's Gambit kind of looking structures, that happens. Maybe that was a stupid thing to say because this is not a Queen's Gambit, it's in London. But anyways, I go here, which I was pretty sure is also a good move, and it was. And then here, I was thinking about, you know, do I jump here? This was the best move. So I'm glad to have played it so that I will remember that from now on, hopefully. This I think is all right, but it just, it's more or less positionally it's probably going to end in not as good of a place, but material-wise I'm sure it would be fine, so I play here. He takes here, which I'm thinking, well, that's fine because I just do get my knight into the center of the board, and then he takes. And then I did have to think about this as well, but I went with the queen move because if I take with the pawn, I don't have this kind of very safe bunker setup. If this gets taken in the future, my bishop's happy to go there. He goes here, take the pawn, and then he checks, which he kind of more or less has to do. And then here I have a decision: do I take with the pawn or with the queen? I did not want to lose sight of this pawn here, even though it's a little bit feeble to try and hold on to it. I did think it was more accurate to take with the pawn, maybe even to bring it up here, march these down the board. And he takes with the queen. And you see the bar moving. So here I was thinking, I legitimately have never been in this position. So I'm thinking in my candidate moves, do I go here and hang the bishop for no reason and lose a game? I deemed that probably wasn't a good move, so I didn't do that. What attacks does he have? He can come here. What is this? This bishop is locked in, so he's not going to be able to defend here, so that's something to be thinking about. Now, I was thinking what happens whenever I go here. And, of course, these moments of breakthrough sometimes or often happen in this very way as a novice chess player, as I would consider myself, which is where you do the move and then you do the game review afterwards, and it's given a blue exclamation of great move. I don't know what his best reply even should have been. I'm thinking maybe like knight back, just to keep castling abilities. Maybe even something like this. King forward gets his rooks into the game. Well, he did this and lost the game on the spot. So he tries to counterattack. Whenever you get into this position, people always start moving really fast because the adrenaline floods into their body after they've realized that they just threw a 10-minute game, which is a good investment of their time and their life. Hopefully it's bright enough in here. And they just threw it away to somebody who's rated lower, not a whole lot lower, but rated lower nonetheless. So I take, and then I do this, and it resigns. So we go to the game review, and I realize that I have just played the highest accuracy legitimate game that I am aware of in my life, of 99.5. And a 2250, suggested rating, whatever you want to call that. So, pretty cool. Yeah. I guess I'll probably do more of these than playing actual games. Once again, I'm a little bit slow for that. So, yeah.